how did you get into healing, inner work, and all of these things?
I remember when I was in my early 30s, I was experiencing a lot of emotional distress. What we received as children when we were younger, we don't have to carry that with us when we are older na. Yun ang pinarealize sa akin ng therapist ko. That if I really want to heal and grow, I have to let go of the pain of the past.
You said that you were able to let go of the anger bit by bit. And I think the underlying principle behind that is really forgiveness. How is that related to the practices that you're doing right now?
Kasi, di ba, healing, there's no one formula. It's kind of like a journey that you really have to embark on your own to be able to figure out the steps. If you ask me now, looking back, the very first step that I did and I took in my healing journey is to forgive myself. It's self-forgiveness. Kaya pala hindi ako makamove forward and kaya hindi ko ma-forgive yung mga tao that hurt me and wronged me was because I didn't do the work yet to forgive myself.
Hey guys, welcome back to Small Talk, small conversations with huge impact. My name is Alec Cuenca and I am your host. And again, before anything else, I just want to say thank you so much. And I'm really grateful for each and every single one of you for clicking on this episode and watching this if you're on YouTube or listening to this if you're on Spotify. I'm just really happy that a lot of you guys are really enjoying the episodes that we put out. Of course, you know this. I just really use my platform as an excuse to really get time and really pick or get into the brains of really amazing people here on Earth. So with that, I'm just really excited for this episode because the guest that I have today is a person that I hope that everyone gets to see in person, even once in their lifetime, because the light that she radiates is really 10x more in person compared to what you're already seeing, because she's just amazing online. I cannot think of any other person who's just living the words that she's saying in her content as well. So this person is I could say a very came from a very very famous a famous lineage of really influential people, but also this person is the top of mind when it comes to healing, transformation, and the holistic approach to life. I'm just really grateful and really honored to welcome on the show Maxene. Max, thank you so much for being here.
Wow, Alec, thank you. Wow, I'm at a loss for words. I'm so happy hearing what you just said about me. I can't believe it, but I claim it.
Yeah.
I claim it. I do claim that I am here to represent healing and living that holistic approach
Yeah.
to just living life authentically.
Yeah.
And so I'm very grateful for the words that you just said, and I feel seen. Thank you, Alec.
Thank you. And again, the honor and the pleasure is mine. I think for people who um, just really encounters you, I think even on the first time that we met, like the vibes is just really, I could say, wala akong maisip na just negative or vibes around anything. It's just it's really contagious. Like your positive vibes, your good vibes. So you were a blessing to me the first time that we met, and you're still a blessing to me now. So thank you so much again. I'm just really grateful.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Alec. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me because, this inner work is not easy,
Mhm.
but it's rewarding because as you can see, the more inner work you do, the more your energy will just radiate in a better frequency.
Yeah.
So thank you for sharing the feeling
Yeah.
from your perspective, because I have no idea. I'm just really being myself,
Yeah.
and I'm just sharing as much good energy as I can.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Appreciate it. And I guess I want to start this off with a question relating to just what you mentioned, because you've mentioned that you've done a lot of inner work. My for me, like I don't know the story, so maybe if you can share a little bit, like how did you get into
Mm.
healing, inner work, and all of these things?
Wow, yes. So I remember when I was in my early 30s, I was experiencing a lot of emotional distress.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it felt like I couldn't really control my emotions. So during that time, I was experiencing anger management issues.
Mm.
I was not able to handle my anger well because I really did not know how to express anger. I thought that when you are angry, when you feel angry, that you are allowed to scream,
Mm-hmm.
that you are allowed to explode. So every time I was angry, I would have those moments where I would overreact.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really like it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the feeling of exploding with so much anger. And then later on, I would feel ashamed
Mm-hmm.
and embarrassed. And then I would cry. And then I would apologize.
Uh-huh.
And then after a while, I would be okay. And then 2 weeks later, I would have a similar episode.
Mm.
So I couldn't really understand where that anger was coming from. And I needed to seek professional help
Mm-hmm.
so that I could really understand from a professional's point of view
Yeah.
of what I was going through, because it was something that I could feel. It was something chemical, the
Yeah.
the emotions, the emotional imbalance.
Mm-hmm.
I could feel it. So I started seeking professional help. I started seeing a psychiatrist.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, Alec, at that time, I was really shy about it. I
Yeah.
was not really proud of it. So I would go to the psychiatrist's office wearing a baseball cap and a hoodie
Mm.
and a pair of shades so that people would not recognize me going inside the doctor's office. Because let's face it, when we're talking about mental health therapy, people sort of connect therapy to insanity.
Mm. Yeah.
Sometimes people think that when you're seeing a therapist, that you are mentally unstable or unwell.
Mm.
And even if that's true, I believe that we shouldn't shame people who are seeking therapy,
Yeah.
and that we should actually um, applaud them,
Mm.
because the people who seek therapy and who do this kind of inner work, I believe, are the brave souls
Mm.
who are taking accountability and taking responsibility of their lives, and they are actually wanting to understand why they are the way that they are.
Yeah.
So therapy for me is a form of self-study. It's
Mm.
like going to a professional who
Uh-huh.
studied the teachings, and then when you feel like there's a sort of misalignment inside of you,
Yeah.
when you feel like you are getting triggered, or when you feel like you are not able to regulate your emotions, like you're always triggered, you're always on edge, you're always irritable, you can actually seek help for that. It's a
Mm.
feeling that only you can feel,
Yeah.
right? And so what happened with me was I saw the patterns.
Mm.
I noticed it. That I was in a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
Lagi akong
Was
nagagalit.
was it like kind of like a slow kind of realization, or it was like a
Slow.
big trigger?
Um, it was like kasi at that time, I was already practicing yoga but not yet meditation.
Mm.
So I was practicing yoga, and then I would have those episodes, and then I would start then I started seeking therapy. And so you see, it was baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was a process of me getting into those emotional episodes, and then me reflecting.
Mm.
Why? What is this? Why is this happening to me? Why am I reacting this way? I was getting disappointed in myself.
Mm.
Like, Why am I getting so angry at the smallest reasons, at the smallest things? So it was a process of a daily reflection, and I think it was the yoga. I credit my yoga practice.
Really? Yeah.
Yoga makes me more aware, and
Hmm.
yoga makes me see my behaviors.
How so? Like, how does that happen? Like, if you would ask me if I do yoga, oh, you mean it's the stretching? Like, how does self reflection happen there?
Yes. So that's a very
Okay.
good question. Yoga is it's a very, for me, it's a different kind of practice. People may think that yoga is an exercise.
Yeah.
It looks like it, and I thought it was an exercise too when I started doing it. But then after 6 months of regular yoga practice, I fell in love with it. um, I realized that it's not just a physical practice.
Hmm.
Yoga, I learned in Bali and Thailand during my teacher training. I learned that yoga means union,
Hmm.
and union of mind, body, and spirit. So, what that means is, from thinking that it's just a physical practice, when I started doing it regularly, I started to feel the effects.
Mhm.
That yoga is actually a practice that makes you more aware.
Uh-huh.
It makes you more aware of your body, of your emotions, of the way you feel inside your body.
Yeah.
So yoga in a way is a practice that is trying to wake you up.
Okay.
It's trying to wake you up. It's trying to make you more aware. So that's why it is a practice that makes you more present.
Hmm.
Because that is what we are trying to do in the yoga practice. It is trying to make us more connected to ourselves, to
Yeah.
our bodies. Because what I noticed is we are always stuck in our overthinking minds.
Hmm.
And so what yoga does is it's actually calling your attention to bring your energy somewhere else other than getting stuck in the mind.
Mhm.
So that's what the practice is for.
Yeah.
It is meant to make you stop, not stop overthinking, but more of, it is making you use your energy more wisely.
Yeah.
Not getting stuck in the head, but actually bringing it down to your body, down to the sensations so that you can feel.
Yeah.
So I think that's the beauty of yoga. It makes you more alive. It makes you
Mm.
feel more. So I don't
Yeah, I think it makes you real. Like, you can feel yourself. You
yes.
can feel every part, like the
Yes.
sensation in your body.
Yes. Kasi nga, di
Yeah.
ba, in our day-to-day lives, we are always thinking about our jobs, our to-do list, our responsibilities. And yes, we have to take care of all of those things.
Yeah.
But yoga, kaming mga yoga teacher, we're here to remind you to
Mhm.
not lose your connection to yourself.
Yeah.
To, even if you have a lot of your responsibilities that you need to do, your job, your career, your tasks, keep coming back to yourself and
Mhm.
keep connecting to yourself, because keeping that connection is what's going to make you perform better at your job.
Mm.
So that's what.
How does that happen? Like, can you share like, what's the correlation of that? Now,
Mm.
you become more present, and then you perform better at work.
Yes. So that's what happened with me. That's why I'm so passionate talking about this. I used to work very, I would say, robotic, autopilot,
Uh-huh.
like I would just um, do things on autopilot. Like I wouldn't be as present as I should be
Mm.
when I was much younger. Syempre, when you're younger, you're more distracted,
Yeah.
you're more immature, parang you're not as focused, you're not
Yeah.
as present. So that was how I was when I was younger. Now that I'm getting older and I'm diving deeper into my healing journey,
Yeah.
I feel the more that I heal, the more I wake up, the more I become present.
Mhm.
So the older I get, the more present and conscious I become, the more I see clearly.
Mhm.
So that's why I do this work.
Mhm.
Because when I do the work to practice being present, training myself to stay present, then I am more connected to life.
Yeah.
I am more awake in the present moment, which makes me perform better, which means I am more focused, I am more
Mm.
engaged, I am here. Kasi 'di ba Alex, sometimes when we are with people, when we are in a social gathering, we can be there physically,
Yeah.
but
Our
our
minds are
minds
somewhere else.
elsewhere. Exactly. So the presence, when I started meditating, when I started practice being present as much as I can, the quality of my life improved so much
Mm.
because nga I am more focused and I am less distracted.
Yeah.
Although the distractions still happen once in a while, we're only human, 'di ba? Minsan nade-distract talaga tayo.
Yeah.
But the correlation of the practicing being present and training yourself to stay present to your work performance, it's very much connected kasi when you are present with your work and you are actually feeling it and you are giving your all, you are actually pouring your heart and soul into your work because you are present with it,
Yeah.
then the results of that work is just so beautiful kasi you really gave it your all.
Yeah.
So that's the correlation for me.
Yeah.
Mas alive yung work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just 100% of you is
Yes.
also attached to that versus to
Yes.
just, you're doing a lot of things and you're not mindful, you're not present.
Yes.
You would just maybe, give 5%, 10% of, yourself to
Yes,
the tasks.
exactly. But when you practice nga focusing and really giving, connecting
Yeah.
with presence, then it makes the result, I feel, it makes it more beautiful, rich,
Yeah.
and meaningful. And di ba sabi mo kanina before we started the podcast na the more you're busy, the more you should meditate? Ganun din, the more you have a lot of things going on in your life, the more you should meditate kasi you should practice being more present.
Yeah.
Because you want to show up for all aspects of your life.
Yeah.
Hindi lang for some, you want to be able to be present and enjoy all the aspects of your life.
Yeah. And I really love this conversation. Thank you so much for sharing that. You mentioned that it is a practice. I just, I feel like that's a word that people overlook.
Mm.
Like people think that, it's an activity but it's actually a practice.
Practice.
Was there, so going back to the story, right? You did therapy.
Mhm.
How did you get deeper into the self-discovery? Was there a point that you felt like, okay, I've maxed out this therapy and
Yes.
discovering myself, now I need to do more or find more, different ways to
Yes.
do it?
So, I will have to really give so much credit to my therapist. I really have to thank her and all our psychiatrists, actually, all the therapists all over the world,
Yeah.
if we could thank them, because they really do help you, especially when you want to heal, when your
Mhm.
intention is really to heal and to become a better version of yourself. The therapists will be there to help you
Mhm.
and to guide you. And
Yeah.
that's what my therapist helped me with. She helped me believe in myself. She helped me understand that what I went through in my childhood, it doesn't have to define me as an adult.
Mm.
And that was what I was struggling with. That's why I would ask my therapist, where is my anger? Where is that anger coming from? And she said, that was from years and years of suppressed emotions that you were not allowed to express. 'Di ba, growing up, we were often told, stop crying.
Yeah.
O kaya, don't be like that. Just be good all the time. So we were, and I'm again, every time I talk about this, I just want to make it clear that I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming the older generation, the ones who came before us. I'm actually grateful to them. They paved the way for us. But I guess this is how we all heal and grow and learn together when we understand that the old ways may not be working anymore right
Yeah.
now. So what we received as children when we were younger, we don't have to carry that with us when we are older na. Yun ang pinarealize sa akin ng therapist ko.
Yeah.
That if I really want to heal and grow, I have to let go of the pain of the past. And I know it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Most people are like, how can I let go of that pain? Grabe yung ginawa sa akin. Hindi pwede. Talagang they feel like they were, they feel that there was an injustice.
Yes.
And so what I realized, and this is what I would like to share about anger, is that holding on to anger does not justify your pain. It actually just makes you weaker because it means that you are not willing to let go of something that is actually weighing you down. You are too proud to admit and you are too proud to let go. And so what I learned is that letting go of my anger and forgiving the people who wronged me is actually beneficial for me. It's essential for my healing.
Yeah.
Because I cannot heal if I still hold on to anything in the past. Whether it's a very painful experience that that I went through with the person,
Yeah.
something that they did to me, or something that napagdaanan ko with them, what is that going to do for me now in the present moment? Who is that hurting? Not them, it's only me.
Yeah.
So my therapist made me realize that I have to let go of the past if I really want a new version of me.
Yeah.
And that's why I call it a practice, because it's always easier said than done. It's easier to say it with your words, right? To let
Yeah.
go of pain. But that's why I call this a practice. My yoga, my meditation, I call it my sacred practice actually, because it is very serious for me that I do the work to connect to myself on a daily basis, to make sure that in order to show up for myself as my best self, that I am no longer holding on to anything that is
Yeah.
weighing me down.
Uh-huh.
And that is a promise that I make to myself every day.
Yeah.
And this is why this is a daily practice for me, because this is not something that you can get overnight.
Uh-huh.
This is something that you have to really commit to,
Mm-hmm.
a practice that you have to show up for every day. And this practice, that's why I am here. That's why I guest on different podcasts, because I would like to share that this is the practice that helped me heal naturally.
Yeah.
And it may not work for others, but it did work for me. And so for those listening, maybe if you try it, it may work for you too.
Mm-hmm.
And I am 100% happy and proud that I never had to take medications for my condition.
Yeah.
My psychiatrist diagnosed me with a mental health condition called complex post-traumatic stress disorder. And thankfully, she never had to prescribe me with medications because I was willing to do the work. Because I was really serious and intentional about my healing.
Yeah.
So to answer your question when you asked, how did I know if tama na yung therapy, ganyan, thank you to my therapist who helped me jumpstart my healing journey. I did therapy with her for 3 to 4 years,
Yeah.
give or take, and regularly yon per
Yeah.
month. And then she said to me that she actually doesn't want me to be dependent on her. That eventually I'm going to have to learn how to do this on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Because that for me is healing.
Yeah.
Becoming self-sufficient. And not that we're saying we don't need help. Asking for help is also very healthy. But what we're saying is when you heal, when you grow and evolve, you are supposed to be able to stand on your own and be able to make decisions for your own life without having to keep asking other people for their opinions.
Yeah.
For me, that's what growing is about. It's about, stepping into your power and really making decisions for yourself and being sure about that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Again, beautiful stuff. Thank you so much for I can just feel the passion and the heart that's coming out from everything that you're sharing. Something that I think I'm really curious about, because a lot of people, like, I'm so happy that even here in the Philippines, we're getting like a good momentum on like mental health awareness and all of these things. But I also talked to some people, or a few people, that said, you know what, therapist didn't work for me, or therapy didn't work for me. why do you think, or what sets it apart, like from people who are getting
Mm,
therapy and then making it work, and
mm,
then why are others going to therapy and it's not working for
mm,
them?
mm, mm. Yes. Let's okay, healing comes in so many different forms, right? Some people like therapy, some people tried it and it didn't work for them. Some people are even afraid to try it, they've never tried it. What I would say is when you are if you are truly serious about your healing, you have to keep researching what works for you
Mm,
because everyone is different. And for me, you have to search for what makes you feel good about yourself because that's how we manifest, right?
hmm.
We manifest when we are in alignment with our true self,
Yeah,
when we are aligned, meaning when we are healthy, when we are conscious, when we are aware. This is when we can manifest.
yeah,
But when we are not aligned, when there is some sort of pain or like imbalance
yeah.
inside of
Blockage. Yeah.
us, blockage, this is when it's hard for us to make our dreams come true.
Mm,
Because healing, healing makes you more of your authentic self. And your authentic self is what will truly manifest and attract
yeah,
what is meant for you, the life that is truly meant for you. So for me, the more you heal yourself, the more your life will become better
yeah.
because everything starts within you.
Hmm.
Your life is a reflection of what is happening inside of you. So that's why therapy is a great place to start for those healing uh, who want to start their healing journey. I would really highly recommend therapy. But of course, let's face it, not everyone can afford therapy.
Hmm.
That's why there are free sessions. Pwede tayo mag-search online. May mga free consultation. May mga mental health centers that offer mga free services and treatments. What I'm trying to say is if you really want to heal, you will heal because you will do what it takes
Yeah,
to find what you need to be able to heal.
yeah.
And that's what I did for me. So, therapy worked for me, I believe, because I truly wanted it. Hindi
Mm.
ko siya
You need to
ni-resist.
want it.
You need to want to heal eh. You need to want to heal. And then I feel that therapy doesn't work sometimes for other people because baka from the start pa lang they don't believe in it na. And I feel
Yeah.
that whatever you believe in this world, it is what will come true for you.
Yeah.
Believe it and it will come true. So if you believe in negativity, negativity yung mangyayari at mangyayari. But if you believe in hope, positivity, yun at yun ang mangyayari. So always, for me, evolve your belief system.
Yeah.
Fix the way you think and believe in the best because it's possible. Anything is possible.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I have so many interesting questions to follow up on that. But before we dive into like the beliefs and the manifestation part, I just want to go back a little bit about what you said when you were doing yoga and meditation. You said that you were able to let go of the anger a little bit, bit by bit. And I think the underlying parang principle behind that is really forgiveness.
Yeah.
How is that related to the practices that you're doing right now?
Oh my gosh, Alec. If you ask me what kasi 'di ba healing, there's no one formula.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a journey that you really have to embark on your own to be able to figure out the steps.
Mm.
And ano tawag dito, you really won't know what the right steps to take are until you try them, 'di ba? So for me, um what happened for me was, if you ask me now, looking back, the very first step that I did and I took in my healing journey is to forgive myself. It's self-forgiveness. Kaya pala hindi ako maka-move forward and kaya hindi ko ma-forgive yung mga tao that hurt me and wronged me was because I didn't do the work yet to forgive myself.
Yeah.
So forgiveness is key. You're asking how important it
Yeah.
is. It is very important. Because in our healing journey, and what we have to make peace with is our past.
Mhm.
What happened in the past, usually, ang napapansin ko kasi, people get stuck because of the things that happened to them in the past and because of the decisions that they made in the past. Parang there's a lot of shame and a lot of guilt
Mhm.
that is weighing them down because of the mistakes and the
Yeah.
failures that they went through in the past. And no matter how much they try to succeed in the present moment, ang hirap kasi buhat pa rin nila yung shame at guilt from whatever happened in the past.
And there's always something happening.
There's
Like there's always like it's kind of like a self-sabotaging, and they're not even noticing it.
they're not even aware.
Yeah.
Kasi akala natin pag may nadaanan tayong pain or may nangyari sa atin na hindi maganda in the past, akala natin, oo, tama, we should feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Para nating gina-justify na oo nga,
Yeah.
para tayong pumapayag na malunod sa negative energy, 'di ba? Ang kailangan nating gawin is even in our healing journey, healing will make you realize that in your journey, pain is a natural part of the process. So even if you went through a lot of painful experiences in the past, when you're in your healing journey, it is okay to say, okay na ako. I don't need to hold on to this. This is no longer serving me. I want to let this go.
Yeah.
So it's really a conversation that you need to have with yourself.
Mhm.
'Di ba? Kasi at the end of the day, no one can really make you let go of those things in the past except for you.
Yeah.
Ikaw lang. So that's why it is a conversation for me daily to really forgive myself.
Mhm.
Forgive myself every day.
Daily.
Daily.
Uh-huh.
Kasi daily din tayo nagkakamali. Daily
Tama
tayo
nga, no?
nagkakaroon ng mga negative thoughts. Daily tayo nagkakaroon ng
Judge.
mga parang thoughts of parang self-doubt.
Uh-huh.
So forgive.
So even self-doubt, you forgive yourself for the
Yes.
self-doubt.
Yes, kasi I'm only human, 'di ba? So at the end of the day, I always have to just forgive myself para tomorrow I can move on with fresh energy.
Yeah.
Na wala na akong buhat. Kasi at the end of the day, alam ko naman that I'm doing my best.
Yeah.
So even if I make a mistake, until now, Alec, I still get triggered. I still have my outbursts. I'm not proud to admit. But it's true, it happens. That no matter how deep we go into our healing journey, we will still have our moments of weakness. We will still have our episodes, 'di ba? Our embarrassing episodes na magagalit tayo tapos after, ay, hindi ko na maalala kung ba't ako nagalit. 'Di ba?
Yeah.
Parang nakakahiya. But that's why you have to keep forgiving yourself. Choose to forgive yourself daily, as no matter how many times you need. Basta keep forgiving yourself kasi at the end of the day, you are your own best friend.
Mhm.
'Di ba?
True.
So, and also forgive yourself because that's the only way that you can truly forgive others. The reason why sometimes nahihirapan tayo i-forgive yung ibang tao, it's because we haven't forgiven ourselves first. And what I noticed in my journey, nakita niyo naman sobrang daldal ko, 'di ba? What I noticed in my journey is the more I love myself and the more I forgive myself,
Uh-huh.
the more I am able to do it with others as well.
Mm.
So the more I love myself, the more I'm patient with myself, the more I am patient with other people's shortcomings as well. So yun.
Yeah. What are some practical ways to like do or forgive yourself or self-forgiveness?
Yes. Practical ways of forgiveness. I would say write a letter to yourself. That's a beautiful practice.
Yeah.
Kasi it's no holds barred, 'di ba? You're just gonna write everything.
Oh, that's why journaling also really helps.
Journaling really helps kasi it's allowing you to release these pent-up thoughts, 'di ba? These pent-up emotions that you don't know how to release. Let's face it, sometimes we don't know who to talk to or who to turn to.
Yeah.
That's why journaling and prayer. Journal, write about what you're feeling, and then pray. I will not stop praising God and saying that praying and talking to Him really made me feel like I was really never truly alone. Ang dami kong really, sorry. But it's a passionate feeling. It's something that I can't not express kasi ganun kasarap yung feeling
Yeah.
na in my darkest moments, in my lowest points, a simple, heartfelt, sincere prayer
Uh-huh.
was really all I needed to bring me back to my center.
Wow.
Kasi those are the moments when God is calling your attention the most.
Mhm.
So, in those dark moments, it's either you grab a bottle of alcohol kasi ayaw mo na lang maramdaman yung pain, or you sit with that pain and talk to God and pray and ask Him to help you process that pain.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the only way, I believe that's the only way that we can deal with pain, not by drinking it away, not by overeating it away, or by shopping, distracting ourselves. The only way to deal with pain is to actually acknowledge it, feel it, and then release.
Mm.
Let's remember then, I want to take this opportunity to say that even if I'm talking about feeling your pain, I am not encouraging you to dwell and to stay in that pain.
Mm.
I'm just saying stop denying, stop suppressing, just start being true to yourself, admitting to yourself that you are in pain and that there is pain. And the more you admit and acknowledge, the less it will have power over you.
Yeah.
So you just have to admit, accept, and then release.
Yeah.
So I wanna just make that clear that I'm talking about pain, yes, but it doesn't mean that you have to stay there.
Yeah.
Feel it and then let it go.
Yeah.
Enjoy life.